We've counted 3 million, nearly 3 million ballots. We've determined how the citizens of Minnesota voted on November 4th.
That was Minnesota Secretary of State Mark Ritchie, and Norm Coleman has a message for him. Not so fast. It's now 65 days and counting, and Minnesota's second senator still isn't seated, and some folks are getting frustrated. The latest twist? Republican Norm Coleman, 225 votes behind Al Franken, has now filed a legal challenge to overturn the latest recount. Coleman sure wasn't showing this outrage about the process when he was up by some 475 votes after Election Day.
I would step back. I just think the need for the healing process is so important. The possibility of any change of this magnitude in the voting system we have is so remote. But that would be my judgment. I'm not. Again, Mr. Franken will decide. Mr. Franken will do. I'm not talking about taking any legal action whatsoever. So today I'm announcing that I've instructed my legal team to file an election contest according to Minnesota law.
Today's muckraker has been following the counts and recounts, the ceaseless lawyering on his radio show. Ed Schultz is host of the nationally syndicated radio program, The Ed Schultz Show, and he is our muckraker of the day. Ed, great to see you. Happy New Year. I don't mean to get you wound up, but why not let the lawyering and the courts deal with this now?
Well, you're talking about a state, David, that's got 78% voter turnout and has had a history of tremendous civic pride when it comes to elections. Now, I spoke with Mark Ritchie today, the Secretary of State of Minnesota. He's anxious to hear the Coleman lawsuit because he told our audience that we have just been in Minnesota through the most open recount in American political history. I mean, live television. So when Norm Coleman talks about the healing, Norm, I feel the healing as a Minnesota voter. It's this healing, you know. Can we get Norm Coleman on health care? Is that possible? This is a 180. He deserves to be mud raked all over the place. He's embarrassing Minnesota. This is not Florida, Norm, and it's time for you to step aside. Now, another twist to this, David, late this afternoon, Governor Pawlenty, who is a real ally of the McCain campaign and has got future aspirations, is doing everything he can to keep Al Franken out of the Senate. He injected himself into the process today and, of course, ordained the lawsuit and says, let's go along with it. So it's getting more than interesting.
And what do you think of Pawlenty's move, then, to sort of join forces and get involved?
Well, I think it's a real political move, and obviously the Republican Party does not want Al Franken in the Senate, but you can't deny the numbers. You can't deny live television. You can't deny the fact that this has been a bipartisan canvassing board that has been so open, unlike anything in American political history. And Norm Coleman doing a 180, you played the sound bites, he condemns himself out of his own mouth, and Minnesotans aren't buying it. We've counted enough votes. Now, we've got a lot of snow up here, and indoor vote counting is now a new recreational sport, but it's time to move on and put Al Franken into the Senate where he belongs.
And Ed, I should just point out, you're originally from Minnesota. Do you still have relatives and friends there? And what are they telling you about all of this and what they think the sort of image of Minnesota that's being projected to the nation right now?
Well, obviously, they want the people across the country to know that this has been a fair and open process. The Minneapolis Star and Tribune newspaper had it on their website, the live coverage of it. You could check in anytime and see how it was going on. You have some very reputable judges from both sides of the aisle on this canvassing board. It's been an exhaustive process. Minnesotans are tired of this. And Norm Coleman is not acting Minnesotan by doing this. And you can tell by his sound bites. But the fact is, do you want, there isn't another politician on the face of the earth that wants the dubious distinction of having lost to a professional wrestler in Jesse Ventura and somebody off Saturday Night Live like Al Franken.
Ed, the Wall Street Journal, you talk about the bipartisan nature of the judges. A number of bloggers and journalists have pointed out the way the Wall Street Journal op-ed page has totally misrepresented this. What do you think is motivating the Rupert Murdoch empire to try to help Coleman in the way that they have in such a misleading fashion?
Well, I think the conservative movement in this country is dreadful of the fact that we're getting closer to 60 votes in the Senate, so we don't have to listen to the conservatives anymore after they screwed up the country. I mean, the fact is we're in this mess because of Bush's decisions and the conservative agenda that has been just harnessing this country for the last 8 years.
Ed,
so they're going to
we got to wrap it up there. Ed Schultz, our muckraker of the day. Ed, good to see you. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming in.